And we're live again. All right, and we're going to see if we can now find us on Facebook, because sometimes it's hard to see us. And I canceled us, and I don't know what I did with us, but we're here. We're live. Okay, now let's try to tag some friends. You never know what we're up to here. I'm just going to try to get us back to where we were. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, we've got some people tagged. And now let's talk. Hello. Jump on, say hello. Once again, you found me. Yay. Yay, here we go. I don't know why I can't see myself on my other screen. It's like we're not connected. We're lost. But it is. Hey, Vicky. I think it's you and me to start with tonight. We're going to do some cards from Hello Harvest. Hello Harvest. I'm into doing. Hi, Deb. You found us. Fall cards. We started fall this past week, and I'm feeling a little fallish today. A little pumpkin-y. We got some cute pumpkins on here. So let's make a couple of cute cards. We ready? We're going to do some die stamping, some dyeing, some stamping, some coloring. I've got some things on blocks already. I got some bits cut out here. Got my little notes to myself. I'm going to grab our big girl because we're going to do some die cutting and some embossing. So I'm going to grab everything we need for that. At least I hope everything we need. I want to use some embossing folders. Yeah, and I'm getting ready. Girls, before we go any farther, you know Saturday is World Card Making Day. My goal for this World Card Making Day is we're going to make here in my studio 100 of these sweet holiday cards. I'm pulling things out of the way so you can just see the card. To send to my daughter and her unit in Poland. We put something dark behind it so you can see it. So that's the goal. Only 99 more to go. But that's the first one. I have all the bits cut. We are going to, I'm glad you like that stamp set, Vicki. I have all the bits cut. We're going to stamp and assemble on Saturday morning. Would love to have you come and work with us. There's no cost to do this. I'll have coffee and muffins. We're going to start at 9. And I don't think it'll take us but a couple of hours. Everything is cut. We have to emboss. We have to stamp. We have to die cut this one piece and put the card together. The more hands, the merrier. So that's my pitch. That's my whole pitch. You've heard the whole thing now. Yep, that's my whole pitch for Saturday for World Card Making Day. We're making 100 cards to donate to my daughter's military unit in Poland. And then on Saturday afternoon, late afternoon into the evening, Stampin' Up! Is they're doing a free online stamping class. So I hope that you can join us for that as well. If you go right to, I'll post a link for it later if you're interested in that, or you can look right on your Stampin' Up! Page. But let's get started with our Hello Harvest. This is going to be our first card. I used that sweet embossing folder that I'm now frantically looking for because I put it to my right. It's the leaves falling 3D embossing folder. Came in the mini catalog. We're going to put that right on our card base. And we have our card base right here. I got all my bits. Here's our card base. 8.5 by 4 or 5.5. Scored it at 4 1/4, and we're going to use our dimensionals on it. So we've made our card nice and flat. We're going to take our embossing folder and we're going to think about how we want this to look on here. So this is the top of our card. If we turn this way, I'm going to put my card in this way so that when I'm finished, my embossing is going to be on the right side of my card. That's where I want my embossing to be. We're just going to be a little different. I'm going to slide this right down in here, all the way to the line, and we're going to get all this beautiful embossing on there. Now I've brought my big girl over. I call them my big girl, my stamp cut and emboss machine. And I have it beside me so that we can use this 3D folder. It won't work in a mini because it's 6 inches across, so we need a big girl. But it's going to make a beautiful, beautiful embossing on here. We're going to start with that. And look, we're just going to emboss it a little differently. Rather than having it on the top left, we're going to have ours on the bottom right. And I love that look. We have a piece of basic black that will go on here, kind of pull those colors in together. We have a piece of basic white, 5 1/4 by 4. It's going to go on the inside, and we're going to stamp our image, our flower image on that. And then we have 3 pieces that are cut 1 1/4 by 4 inches that will lay on top of our black, and we're going to stamp those as well. So let's get our flower stamp and our Memento black ink. So we're going to stamp and color on this card, and I'm going to put my stamp right down here on the bottom of the center. And I'm not going to get the whole stamp on here because I want my flowers to really touch towards the bottom. There. Now let's lay our pieces so we can figure out which way they're going. And then we're going to stamp them all one at a time. So on this piece, I want to stamp right down here on the corner. So again, we're going to ink up. And we're just going to ink up a little bit right here. And we're just going to stamp right down on the corner like this. They don't have to be exactly the same. I just wanted to get a little flower on there. Then I love the sunflowers. We're going to put those right up on the top corner in the center, top left corner. And I'm going to turn this right over, and we're going to grab as many of those flowers as we can. Aren't they beautiful? And then on this one, we're going to get the same type of flowers, but we're going to come in from the side. Again, nothing hard about this. We're just thinking about how we want our flowers arranged on our card here. And you can do anything that you have or none at all. But I love these, love these fall flowers. There we have them. And this is what it will look like when we put it all together after we've used our blends and colored some. I'm going to start with some light old olive, and you're going to notice that I'm going to use the chisel end on most of these tonight because they take you. Oh, you're welcome for the tag. You found me then, Jen. Maybe that's what I need to do, is I just need to tag people, because, you know, Facebook sometimes does the I'm hiding, try to figure out where I'm at look. So we're just gonna pop some little old olive leaves on here. And you don't have to color all of them. You can leave plenty without anything on them and it's not going to hurt a thing. I think this would look stunning in just black and white as well. And maybe just color, like maybe just color sunflowers to, how would that be? I think that would be awesome. All right, and let's get, trying to do all of one color at a time. Let's see how many times I have to go back because I've missed something. Please don't count, because that would be so sad. On the little spots, I'm just literally dotting. I'm not trying to color. I'm just dotting some ink on there. And then on some bigger spots, I am kind of dragging it through. I don't know that that's the correct artist term, but that's a lore term. It's a real term. I've decided that, boom, it's a real term. Okay, oh, look, I almost put my old olive down, and I found some more little leaves. Phew. I was going to be right off the bat, I was going to have I have to go back and look at something. Yikes. All right, I think we got most of that. Let's grab, what do we got here? Oh, that's Daffodil Delight. I don't want Daffodil Delight. How about a little So Saffron? You know, for our little sunflowers here. Who loves sunflower? Aren't they just, they're just happy faces. I just think sunflowers are so happy. Well, at least they make me happy. I'm gonna just put some little, see how I'm just kind of on the lined image. That's really what I'm doing, is I'm just adding some color to the lines. I'm not coloring the whole thing. And I will look up and see where I'm at from time to time, because yeah, it's coloring and me is like, it could be a disaster because I wouldn't color in the lines. And I guess it really doesn't matter if I don't, but oh, it's kind of like coloring with a 2-year-old. When you color with me, I'll be wearing the ink before the night's over. So I was watching the news right before we came live. Has anybody else been tracking the hurricane? I'm like a bad weather junkie. I mean, I just can't stop watching it. It's like I'm a train wreck. I do have some dear friends that live in Sanibel, and I'm hoping that everybody is safe and doing well. I know that they did not evacuate, so that's kind of scary, but I'm hoping that everything turns out perfect for them. So this is a little pumpkin pie. I just felt like this was a fall color to use today. And I'm doing the little puffies. Now I know that there's probably a real scientific term. Tomato puffies. That's what I'm calling them tonight. It's real. Puffballs. They're just puffballs. If you know the real term, shout it out, because I'd love to learn. I just don't know what it is. Okay, we got some puffballs on there. Let's go in and put a little Flirty Flamingo on some flowers in here, because we got some little I don't know what kind of blossoms they are, but they look to me like they needed a little pink. We got some here. And do we have any on this one? We do not. But now I think I'm going to bring that Daffodil Delight in that I shushed away earlier. And I feel like I'm going to add just a little more around the sunflower, not on all of them, but just around the very edge. And I feel like a little crumb cake, and then I think we're going to be done with this part of this card. See how fast our coloring went? Okay, let's grab a little crumb cake and stand up to grab it. I'm going to put a little crumb cake right in the center. This is dark, we can use dark. Right in the center. These are going to be the seeds. We're coloring the seeds. Here we go. Those are our seeds. That was kind of easy, girls. I don't think I want to color anymore. I think I want to leave it like that. And we'll set that to the side. And now what do we need? We need the loveliest day. We're going to wish you the loveliest day. And we're going to also stamp this in Memento Black. And then we're going to use our die and die cut it. Because this has a die cut, the banner die cut. It's going to be gorgeous. Okay. I think we got plenty of ink on there. We have our piece of So Saffron. And we're going to pop all this together, and card 1 will be done. And we'll be 20 minutes in. Wishing you the loveliest day. Okay, our die. Pardon. And because this is a little piece of paper, 3 inches or less, we can use our mini cut and emboss machine. Mini, mini, mini. Okay, now I'm going to look up. What's everybody doing? Deb, I haven't put the cover on my pool yet. I wanted to let you know. I can't get in it. It's like, 58 degrees, but I haven't put the cover on it yet. So I'm still pretending that I could swim if I wanted to. It's my pool and I'll swim if I want to, swim if I want to. You could swim too if you were a polar bear. Oh, my hands are shaky tonight, and I'm trying really hard to not mess up. Okay, I think I got it this time. We're going to just run it right through here. We're going to use our metallic dots on here, and we're going to use a couple of dimensionals and some seal. Move things out of the way. What do we got going on? Oh, I can hear my husband's upstairs. So in case I haven't reminded you, when you're using your blends, make sure that whatever other piece you're using your blends on, that it's not sitting directly on your card base, because it does bleed through a little. That's the alcohol and the ink, it does bleed through. You'll never know once I put it together, but I don't want you to just be aware of where you're coloring so that you don't get any of that beautiful color bleeding through your card. There we go. There's our inside. Let's put our pieces on our outside. I am going to start with my middle piece. I don't usually do that, but I'm going to tonight, just because I feel like I'm up for the challenge. I want to leave about 1/4 inch all the way around all of my pieces. And so I'm thinking I might need to change my blade in my machine. So we're going to set this piece. I'm not going to adhere it down all the way. I'm just kind of setting it in place. Sliding it left and right. Then this piece, I know I'm putting my seal on off to the side, but because I don't want to necessarily make a boo-boo. So we can fix these a little later. I just want to kind of lay them all in place so that we have an idea of what we're doing here. I think we have, for some reason, my pieces of white cardstock are narrower. But that's okay, we can have more black. It's not gonna hurt a thing. But I think we're gonna move this one in like so. And this one over like so. We may trim it a little. How would you feel if we trimmed it? You wouldn't be mad, would you? You wouldn't be mad. We'll just trim a little of the black, because I feel like it will be too much black if we don't. Like so. Let's get our little chopper here. We've got our little guillotine, our handy dandy guillotine that I use for everything. Need to take off just a skosh? Use a guillotine. And let's take a little off of this side. Oops, I just dropped your earbud. So you're now only in one ear. Or I'm only in one ear. We haven't put your cover on either. You went to the third step? Yeah, you are much braver than I am, Deb. It's a little cold in there, but oh, I'll get in one last time. I think I have to get in to help get the stairs out because I can't lift them out by myself. And I know that the mister is not going in there. All right, this goes on next with, you got it, dimensionals. And I'm going to use the edge of some dimensionals because we use every bit. So we're just going to take the edges and pop them on. If I can unstick it from my hand. Oh. And look, I even have wrong fingernail, sunflowers on my nails. Yeah, I was doing a little sunflower experiment. I didn't do them, Lauren did them for me, because I could not draw them on myself. I am not that talented. Hi, Kathy Cole. I'm glad you're here with us tonight. I'm just being my usual goofball self, trying very desperately to be suave. Wait, women aren't suave, right? Trying to be cool, trying to be calm, trying to be collected, trying to be somebody I'm not, probably. I'm not any of those things. Oh, you know what? I feel like we need an extra dimensional. So I'm going to grab my scissors, get my dimensional off my finger with my scissors, and watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up my card. Ta-da! That was magical. And now our wishing you a loveliest day also needs some dimensionals. We have these black minis. We're going to use some mini minis tonight. They're what I have laying in my hand. They were close to me, so that's what I'm using. Grabbing a little picky tool to take the backs off. I'm trying to watch our time. You don't have to actually take the topping. I guess it's topping, not backing, because it is on the top. You don't have to take them all off. You can use some just for holding space. It won't hurt a thing. Just like that one that's refusing to cooperate. Lay our little sentiment on here because we're wishing you the loveliest day. And then, of course, we need some jewels. And if you were my jewels, where would you be? I had you right here, the metallic dots. That's what we're going to use. They're kind of, I think when you use them on a masculine card, they make the card very masculine. But I think that on this card, this is perfect on here. These fall colors, we're going to use We're going to use 3. Let's put one more. I'm going to put it right down there. There we go. That's our first card. Ta-da! And look how different they look. I did using the same products. These pieces are just a little thinner, but they look completely different. But we still wished you a lovely day. So that is card number 1. Let's do card number 2. Card number 2 is another fall card. And we're going to say hello. We're going to use a piece of designer series paper, and we're going to make our own designer series paper. We have crushed curry right here. This is our card base, crushed curry, 11 by 4 1/4. Of course, we scored it at 5 1/2. We have a piece of the Harvest designer series paper. I love this look on here. It's kind of a crushed curry look. Or you could do black and white, but we're going to do the crushed curry. 5 by 4, or 5 1/4 by 4. We have a piece of Mary Merlot. We have another piece of Mary Merlot that's going to go on our card base. We're going to just kind of make our own ribbon. And of course, we're going to stamp a hello. And we're going to make our own second piece of designer series paper using the leaf. And we're going to use a little crushed curry and Mary Merlot and a hello. So if you're using the same stamp to do a couple of colors, if you start with your lighter stamp first, you certainly will have plenty of option and opportunity to stamp both colors. But when you use your lighter one first, then you can also stamp your darker color next. And I am stamping on my card base. And I will put a piece of paper on the inside of my card. As you can see, I haven't done it here. So I'll do them both at the same time. And I stamped a little bit on the envelope. Let's give this one more. And let's go, I feel like there. Okay. We've put some crushed curry on there. One of those nice fall, vibrant colors. And then watch what happens when we use the Mary Merlot. It just is going to pull it together. And we're going to get so many different colors on here. So that's full strength. Ooh, that's stamped off once. Stamped off a third time. We're going to try that again. I'm going to stamp off. Stamp. Let's put another one just on the corner down there. Let's put another one right here in the middle. And we're going to stamp one on top of the other like that. Let's put some on our envelope. We're going to do one, and we're going to do two. Right on our envelope, just give it a little peek. And then to clean my stamp off a little, we have this piece that is going to be on the edge underneath, this piece of white. How cool is that to just, I'm cleaning my stamp off. Why not? That was just an all of a sudden, oh, let's try this. What will it look like? There we go. We got some bits together here. Oh, I can't put that away because we need our hello. And we're going to stamp a little hello right on our card. Right. And then we'll die cut this piece out. We have a die for that. We're just going to stamp hello. Just holding it to let that ink transfer. There we go. Hello. And for our third card for tonight, I have already taken the hello and used it. and I embossed with copper embossing paper, copper embossing powder. I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm just going to drag it through my hello, just like this. And then I'm going to let it dry. And I'll show you our hello. Just going to add a little shimmer to our hello. Clean my emboss, my wink off. Can you see that? It just gives it a little shine. A little shine, and we're going to grab our die from our Stylish Shape dies, and we're going to die cut our hello. We're going to die cut several things tonight. And I have to tell you, I was playing around early this morning with some white velvet paper. I think I have an idea for a card for our next card party. So I hope you're going to be able to join us for that. It's a Monday night at 6 o'clock right here in the studio. You just need to let me know by Saturday if you're going to be able to come so that we can make sure, hi Sharon, that we have enough kits ready for everybody. But I think I came up with something to use it for today. So there's our hello. I'm going to put our die back. Watch me put it back right now. Put it back where it goes. So I don't put it down. I'm going to put it away. Don't put it down. Put it away. That is all of our bits for this card. Let's put some bits together here. We have a strip of Mary Merlot. So it's like we're making our own ribbon. And look how cute that is, that we used our piece of white paper. We used our piece of white paper to clean off our stamp. Yep, we're going to go all the way to, going to make it nice and even here. Just like that. And then this piece is going to go on our layer. It's going to layer right on our designer series paper that we created with our piece of Mary Merlot behind it. Almost hooked it to the wrong thing. Ah! Just like this. Oh, I love these colors. Doesn't that just say fall to you? It does to me. Dimensionals. When I'm using the minis, true confession, I do use a few more than I do when I use the large ones, but they work exactly the same way. And I just pop them on, and they're perfect for some of our smaller bits that we want to use dimensionals on to make our card stand up and stand out. So we're just going to grab some of these backings. We don't, like, remember I said we don't need to take them out. Well, we do need to leave the the dimensional on the paper. It's always most helpful to do that. There we go. Now we can lay this on here, nice and even. This piece is going to go on our card base. How are we doing? Oh, we got almost 20. We got 24 minutes. We can get our third card in. I'm always conscious of your time, ladies. And I try really hard not to go over our, what I think is our time. Okay, there goes my earbud again. It doesn't want to stay in. I keep shaking my head. Of course, it might have something to do with standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down. Okay, so I'm going to lay this on, and it's going to come right over the edge. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this one edge because I want it to lift what is on here, and then it's going to lay flat across our piece. And then we're going to just trim this edge just a skosh before we put dimensionals on this side, because I felt like my piece was a little long. There we go. And we're going to grab a couple more little dimensionals. They're stuck to me, not to the paper. There we go. And a couple of dimensionals under our hello. And this card, we're going to use champagne rhinestones because I think they are absolutely going to give us that fall look that we're looking for. And look how easy this all went together. Don't you know somebody that you would just give this card to just to say hello to them? I can always think of somebody to give sweet cards like this to. As my girlfriend calls them, card-worthy people. My friend Roxanne calls them card-worthy. All right, let's grab a couple of dimensionals, just medium-sized ones. Let's pop one on here. These come, how many dimensions? Let me look at the back here. There's 140 dimensionals on this sheet. I think it's $7.50 for this sheet of dimensionals. And they come in 3 sizes. So we're going to use 3 tonight. We put one on either side of the hello. And then I feel like, on this one I put it down below. This time I think we're going to put it right there. Just going to give it a little zhuzh. A little zhuzh. We're going to zhuzh up our card. Tell me what you think about this one. Do you like it? Does it say fall to you? It's screaming fall to me. It's not screaming hurricane, but it's screaming fall. So that's 2 cards with the same Hello Harvest set. Let's do one more. This next card, I actually am going to change it up a little from what we've done already. I've done some die cutting for us, but we have lots of bits left to do here. I've die cut our pumpkin, and I've die cut our stems, or our vines and our stem, but we need to do some stamping, and we're going to grab an envelope for doing some stamping, and we have a piece to put on the inside that we're going to stamp. And through the power of television, I'm going to show you what we did for this hello. I took a piece of paper. I used my embossing buddy on it. Oh, I'm glad you love it. I inked up my hello in Versamark. I used my little embossing kit here. So I sprinkled my copper embossing powder on my card. I used my brush to clean off any extra that I didn't need. I opened up the little bottom here and tapped what was left back in my bottle. Are you with me so far? Trying to keep things nice and neat. I grabbed my little tools, my little tweezer tools to hold it. Then I used my heat embossing tool and I turned it on. And I was careful to keep it away from my hands because it's hot. And I heat embossed that copper powder until it looks like this. And it says, hello. Isn't that magical? We did all that in just 30 seconds. You've all seen me heat emboss before. If you haven't and you need help, please reach out, ask me. I am so happy to help you with it. So we're going to use some new colors tonight. I'm going to grab our Cajun Craze, and I'm going to grab some pumpkin pie, and I'm going to grab some crumb cake. But I need the Cajun Craze first, and I've set it across the room, so here we go. Sorry, I had a little brain burp. Need to grab the Cajun Craze because I want to stamp some pumpkins. I feel like we could have some pumpkins. We have a pumpkin stamp. It is a beautiful pumpkin stamp. I want to put it on the inside of my card, and I want to put it on the back of my envelope. Let's ink it up. I'm going to use a little Cajun Craze, and I'm going to put it right down here in the center bottom of our card. This is the inside of our card where we're going to write our little love note or welcome to my world. No, people, if you could only see what went on in my head sometimes, I think it would scare you. But here we go. So I want to add the same pumpkin right to the back of my envelope. I love this pumpkin. He's just so happy looking to me. And then we're going to take our Wink of Stella again, and I'm just going to drag a little bit of that ink with my Wink. Ooh, I could write books with Dr. Seuss because we had a little ink with our Wink. You could do the same thing with a blending brush and a little ink to give it a little dimension on your pumpkin. It wouldn't have the glitter and shine that our Wink of Stella does. But I am so in love with this pumpkin. And we're going to do the same thing on the inside of our card. Just going to add a little surprise to the inside. And I'm just kind of dragging it. Well, you can see what I'm doing. I'm kind of dragging it right over the little, I want to call them dashes, but you know, on a pumpkin it would be the ridges. I just think it adds so much to the card. Just to say, hey, here we go. And look, that took us no time at all to do. Wink-O-Vision. We need some Wink-O-Vision. I bet you've heard me say that before. Just adds just a little bit to our card. Okay, now we want to use our blending brushes. Have you used your blending brushes yet, ladies? I have these pieces that we've die cut, our pumpkin and our pumpkin stem. We're going to start with our stem. And it's adorable the way that it is. Absolutely adorable. I love it. But I thought if we used a little crumb cake, and I'm just going to ink up some crumb cake, and I'm just going to tap it right on my stem. Just like that. Just giving a little bit more to our stem without hopefully not wearing all of it. That was it for our crumb cake. And then of course we can put a little bit on our vine. I'm just tapping, kind of cleaning my brush. Wipe it right off. And then I thought we could do the same thing. Now I could use the crumb cake on my pumpkin, which is absolutely what I did on this one. But today I had the thought, and I was thinking, what if we used pumpkin on the pale papaya? So I'm gonna take my pale papaya, do the same thing, kind of start off and my pumpkin pie on my pale papaya, and look what it does. It just adds, oh, I'm loving it. And you can add as little or as much as you want, but I am loving it. Loving it. Just gonna add, that's it, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it all away. Isn't that a gorgeous pumpkin? Okay. While all of our bits are drying, we're going to emboss again. This time I want to use the Time Worn 3D embossing folder that I love, just to give this copper foil a little bit of an aged look. I'm going to lay it right on, and we're going to follow the same process that we used last time. How easy was this? Of course, I slid my pieces to make my sandwich on top of other things, but that's okay, got them back. And here we go. Let's see what we got. I love this embossing folder. I just love that look. Old-fashioned typeset. I love that look. It is. Now, I probably said really and truly says something. I don't know. Oh, I see Wattle Harvest, The Harvest. Yeah, I don't know what it says. But it's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now let's put our pumpkin together using some dimensionals and some liquid glue. Oh, girls, liquid glue. I hope I don't glue myself together, which is usually what happens with me and liquid glue. It's not usually a very pretty scene. Okay, so we have our pumpkin here. I'm kind of trying to line it up so it looks pumpkin-y. All right, and we have our first, okay, that earbud doesn't want to stay in. I'm not going to ask it to again. We're just going to add a little bit of adhesive right down here on our stem, and it's going to slide right in behind here. We can make it go whatever way we want. We're just going to hold it for a second and give it a little what for here. Okay, let's bring in our card base. Crumb Cake card base, again, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Make it nice and flat. We are going to lay our piece of embossed copper foil straight down flat. We're going to just use some seal and attach it right to our card base. And the seal shouldn't be attached to me, should be attached to the card. Oh, here we go. Our words may be upside down and backwards, but nobody's going to know. If you don't tell them, I won't tell them. And while we're here, let's put our inside pumpkin piece right in here. Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie sounds so yummy. But I am married to a man that doesn't love pumpkin. I don't know how you cannot love pumpkin, but he doesn't love pumpkin. Okay, those pieces are together. Let's put our crumb cake and our little hello layers together. You know what, ladies? I didn't even ask you tonight for any opinions. So here's going to be my opinion. Here's the question for you tonight. On this card, I put this piece at an angle on the card we're doing tonight. So can you vote? Angle or straight? Angle or straight? Can you vote? Let me know which way you want to go. Angle or straight? I'm going to give it a second for you to tell me. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pick up a little bit of our things here. I got a mess going on. Angle or straight? Which way are we going? Angle or straight? I'm going to, we have things everywhere. You would be so ashamed if you saw my room right now. Getting ready for that thing. Angled. We have a vote for angled. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Deb. 2 angles. Okay, let's go angle. We're going to go angle again, but we're going to use, I know I have it here somewhere, some Seal Plus, because I want it to really stick well, because we're putting this down on top of our embossed foil. So it might be a little more slippery. So let's go at an angle. Like so. Angled, angle, there we go. All right. Now we're going to add our embossed pumpkin. And again, we're going to use a little seal. And I'm actually going to add a little extra seal right above his stem. And we're going to go kind of the opposite way with the pumpkin. We're going to slide him right down here. And we're going to say, hello. There's our pumpkin. All right, remember the part I said about the glue and me? We're going to put these vines on. We're going to put our vines on with some liquid adhesive. And I know it looks like I'm doing it off the camera. I just don't want to do it over the card, because that would not be pretty for me. Wouldn't be pretty for you to see either, because I would probably cry if I made a mess. And not to worry if your adhesive, if your glue goes on a little, so you can see a little bit of it, it will dry clear. So no worries. No worries. So that's one piece. And now I'm going to just add a little bit more adhesive. And we'll put on piece number 2. That is going to come right here, like it's coming off the stem. And we have one more that we're going to slide right up in there. You know, because if you've ever gone pumpkin picking, they have stems on them and little curlicue pieces, and or if you've grown them. I want to slide this under. I guess I should have put it on first, but who knew? There we go. Just like that. There are our pumpkin pieces. And this piece is just going to kind of hang out over the edge there. They'll dry nice and clear in just a few minutes. And let's add some more champagne rhinestones. Who doesn't love rhinestones? I love rhinestones. All right, so let's put one. Let's put one down here. And then we're going to use all 3 sizes, want to? And then let's do a medium one here and a small one, I think here, 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 here. That's where it went. That's it, girls. That's 3 cards. We've done 3. We've done our pumpkin hello for fall, talking about our harvest, with our little pumpkin on the inside and our pumpkin envelope to go with it. That's one card. We have our hello completely different cards. All these cards are made with the same stamp set. So look how versatile. A second fall hello card with another gorgeous envelope. Completely different than our first card. Trying to squish them in here so you can see them. And last but not least, our third with the same Harvest Hellos stamp set. Wishing you the loveliest day. Isn't that bundle is just gorgeous. We made 3 completely different cards from the same set. Oh, thank you, Vicki, for saying that you loved them all. Girls, we've done it. In less than an hour, we've created 3 masterpieces for people that we love, that we want to just say hello to. Now, I happen to know that right before we came on here tonight, the recipe posted for our mystery stamping on Sunday night. So take a minute now, go and look at that, make your comments on here, tell me that you love it, or if you don't tell me that, because that would make me sad. But please share these videos. Go over and look at my YouTube channel. I will post the link. Tell your friends about it. Once we have 50 subscribers, I have some secret content, special content, I shouldn't call it secret, special content that I want to post just on YouTube. So like it, watch it, subscribe, tell your friends, like it, watch this, subscribe. Come to a card party. Come on Saturday, help us do some cards. Thanks for being here with me, girls. I love all of you. You are amazing and wonderful, and I'll see you on Sunday. Mwah. Bye.